What is good, everybody, and welcome to the Weekday Wagers. It is Friday, and yeah, I am. We're buying a little bit of time right now because DG is running a meeting in his other world outside of the Weekday Wagers, and so I got Robbie here with me. DG will be joining us shortly. He's just not here right now, but and thank goodness, because we do have to look at what happened yesterday. Rob cashed. Seems like that's just another Thursday. DG, I know he missed the rebounds parlay because one of those guys got hurt. So all in all, 1-on-1 day. But at both plus money, still a profitable day. Speaking of Robbie, there's the empty DG spot. I love it, which means he should be here shortly. It's kind of like his cue. He's almost there, almost ready. First of all, how are you, sir?
Mark, doing good. Been a busy Friday. I can't wait for this work day to end. But second off, how are you? How is the mess going? How's things shaping up right now?
We got the waters restored. That was done yesterday. So we got everything back on, hot showers, everything working. And it's just a matter now of this weekend. Tomorrow specifically is my day to be doing the sheetrock and getting all that stuff done. And look, if there's a more miserable job when it comes to construction I hate sheetrock. I hate it. The dust, the chalk everywhere. I hate it. So that'll be done, and hopefully the frozen pipes era will be behind us. But speaking of things from frozen ice to frozen pipes, no, the other way, frozen pipes to frozen ice.
There you go.
Last night, first of all, we entered the Olympic break for the NHL, so there's no hockey. And you and I were talking just before we came on. It kind of feels like we're missing something because, I'm not looking at hockey stats. You're not looking at player lineups. But what a hell of a night last night on the ice. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a good night as far as entertainment and fighting. I told y'all yesterday, Florida and Tampa would have a melee, and they did not disappoint. But as far as people scoring goals, if you took the under in every game, I think you would have cashed because none of those games were exciting. Some players had 1 foot out the door going to Cabo, and the others had 1 foot out the door going to Milan. But luckily for us in that Florida-Tampa game, I told you Darren Radish power play point was plus 195. So if you played it, you got that one. But yeah, I love the fighting. I love Florida and Tampa. Every time they play, it's a Royal Rumble, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and you were watching the Florida Tampa Bay game. I was focused on the Buffalo Sabres and Pittsburgh Penguins, and kind of the similar thing. They waited till the third period. Buffalo was down 4-0, actually. I mean, so it didn't even make sense. The play didn't make sense, and they had a Buffalo Sabre just literally charge the goalie for Pittsburgh, knocked him down on the ground, and a melee broke out after that. And so it was kind of a crazy night. Also a very uneventful night when it comes to goal scoring. I know you hit your goal score as Joe says you hit your single point score as well. Yeah. He also points out that, no, Joe, this hat is actually my gigging hat. I wore this last night at a gig, and this morning, right before I came on the show, I was like, I'm sick of always with the glasses on my head. So I grabbed my gigging hat. I'm like, let's roll with it. Well, and as Miss Kim says, her internet is back. And thank you for joining us, Miss Kim. Let's kind of look ahead to this weekend. We've got the Olympics starting. But we all know that this is all going to boil down to Sunday's Super Bowl. Going into the Super Bowl, what are your thoughts looking at this game? We've been talking about it. We heard from Jared Smith on Wednesday, his outlook and his analysis of the game. What are your thoughts going into Sunday?
Yeah, first off, if one of my plays that I give out today doesn't hit, I'm going to personally email Jared and tell him that it's because of him. Because I took a play for today out of his article that I liked that made me actually feel good about this play. But no, honestly, man, I'm looking forward to it. Today, I've just kind of been looking at storylines, looking at team meetings and the interviews and stuff. I like watching that to see how people's mindset are before they go into this game. So I've been kind of watching a lot of that, watching a lot of the coaches and what they've been saying as well.
Right.
But yeah, I'm getting more and more excited. Maybe it's because we haven't had football in a while, so it's just that excitement of getting to see one more game, and then we go into the dreaded off season, and I get to find out that my Cowboys get to play in Brazil. So just waiting to check off which one of them is going to tear an ACL over there.
Is that more of like a punishment, do you think?
I like it. For any team. You're losing the home game and you're going on a field that's notorious for injuring people. It's worse than MetLife Stadium. So I hate it. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry for the Rams too, because they're losing the home game as well.
Yep.
I like watching it, but I like watching the other teams play in those games and not mine. Gotcha.
Without giving your plays away for Sunday, is there a particular side or first of all, who do you think wins? Seahawks or the Patriots?
Seattle. The only thing where I kind of raised my eyebrows is when he said their coach is coming back from cancer and he's going to be on the sidelines. I think that's that motivation that you just can't teach. I think that will make that defense even better. So after Jared mentioned that on the show, I was kind of like, okay, maybe I don't love the huge blowout aspect of it. Maybe I think it could be more of a closer game.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because really, you know what? There we go. Let's go to the empty space that's driving me nuts.
He'll be back as soon as you
I know. As soon as he's going to pop up and I'll be like, damn, son of a. There he is right there. Dude, the minute I was like, we're looking at a dead space. I'm just going to take it down. Robbie says, he's going to pop in right now.
I heard.
Oh, so that's great. You were just going to hang out saying how long.
I was waiting for the conversation to move, and then I was going to hop in instead of breaking it up. Anyway, I know you're talking about the game, and so go ahead and finish your thought because I think that is interesting.
The line is at 4.5, and does it bother you or scare you that we haven't seen any line movement from either side, really, in the last week and a half?
DG, you want it? You want me to?
Yeah, I'll take that one. I think it's a great. I think it's a great conversation, but it's also, it just goes to show that I think that the line could be right, and that's kind of where it's staying at because we got to look at why is the line the way the line is, and when I say like when there's money coming on both sides, then the line's right, but when the money's coming on one side only, that's why the line moves. It's not because that this team actually is this much better. I just think that you got a good line and you're not going to move down to 4. That's not going to move too much. You're not going to move to 6. That doesn't make sense. The only thing is would you get down to 3? And that's 1.5. That's why I think it stayed at 4.5 is because you would get too much money on one side of a 3 or a 3.5, in my opinion, because then you could buy it down. And so I think that's the reason it stayed. But Robbie, I don't know where you stand on that one.
I think Sunday morning is when you'll see it because I've been kind of doing some homework and research on the big game. And it seems like everybody gets into Vegas, and Joe can probably attest to this. They come in and then you're going to start seeing heavy money on New England real early Sunday morning and probably throughout the day. So I think it's just holding pat right now until everybody starts getting into Vegas and starts really getting crazy on the game.
Yeah,
interesting. I think it's a great way to play it. Live bet it, because if we get a slow starting first quarter, that's when I think that this number really can't get to 3 or even, and then you can buy it down to a 2.5 and take that field goal out of it.
Yeah, and I think that's where we stand at. We'll see how it all plays out. I do want to. Joe saying it needs to move to 5. But listen, I'd love for it to move to 10 at this point. It'd be great for me. But let's. I do want to hit on a lot of the conversation around the Super Bowl, but we have tons of picks. We have a 6-pack for the Super Bowl. But before we get all the way in and pull our pants down and just hang out ready for that's not the way we're doing it. I thought everybody watches the game.
That was not
on the couch eating Cheetos.
I'm sorry, that was not in the rundown. We did not.
I did before. I did before kids. Then I had kids, so I got to keep my pants on now.
Exactly. That was the single life when you were by yourself. We'll watch the Super Bowl and just
keeping your pants off is how you got rid of that single life. So
that's 100% true.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and go to our plays on Friday and Saturday. So we'll give you the extra plays that we have. I know these are mainly going to be focused on just college basketball in general, but Mark, you looks like you have the is it UConn tonight?
I'm going with the Huskies, and they're going to roll tonight. Look, this line's at -1.5 for UConn. It's at -120. UConn is just too good. They're taking on a St. John's team. Yes, they're playing in Madison Square Garden, which is it might as well be a home game for UConn. They play so many games at MSG. But more importantly, look, they are 21-1 on the season. Their lone loss coming to Arizona. That's it. Everybody else they have handled, and they've handled well. They have covered against the spread at home. And again, I'm counting MSG as a home game for them because it's really not that far. It's South Stores is what they refer to it as. They've covered against the spread in all but 2 home games this season. This line is basically, if it's this close of a game at the end, it's going to come down to free throws. And I like UConn to be able to win by at least 3 or 4. This is also the model play of the day over at justasadsports.com. So yeah, I am backing with the Huskies to roll tonight against the St. John.
I like the pick a lot, but I'm not on the screen. But here we come. There we go. All right, we're going to go with Duke Blue Devil. This is for Saturday. Okay, so make sure you kind of just understand this isn't for tonight because I do like that the UConn game tonight. But Duke is playing against UNC, and this is a storied rivalry way back in the day. And I think it's, in all honesty, one of the best. Probably top 3, in my opinion, depending on who you're a fan of. But this is a great rivalry, and there's always close games. But as of late, Duke's really put it on UNC. Duke is the better team, in my opinion. They have the size, and honestly, they have the athleticism. I expect them with the better coach in John Shire. I expect them to go and cover this line of -5.5, and it's all at -110. Now, talking about a line that needs to move in my favor, come down to like 2 or 3, and I'd be even happier. All right, let's go to Rob with some Gators.
Yeah, man. College basketball. I have to take my Gators because I can't bet my Austin Peay Governors, but I do think the Governors have a hell of a night tomorrow night. Sticking with this game, though, A&M just had 100 hung on them against Alabama. Now, usually that is a good bounce-back spot, a get-right spot for your next opponent. But they're playing the defending national champion Florida Gators, who can stretch the court. I think this is a really high-scoring game on both ends. So if you want the actual overall total, I love that as well. But I'm going to take my Gators to just get 85 points. They've been killing it as of late. They've cleared this in at least 7 of their last 10 games. The only other teams that have done this against A&M recently has been Auburn, Tennessee, and the aforementioned Alabama. Florida's just as good as those teams. I think we have a shootout in A&M.
All right, I like that. That's all of our plays, and I believe that's all we have. That's Friday and Saturday. Everybody's got an extra one for the weekend, right?
Yep.
As Mark kills my eardrum right now.
Yeah, man.
Whatever that.
Why was that loud?
I don't know. You're really loud. I don't know.
Very
I think
loud.
you're waiting on the world to change, but just keep on waiting. All right. Well, it is the Super Bowl, so that is the Friday, Saturday, and honestly, it's going to kind of look like a 6-pack moving forward. I don't think there's any way to give a 12-pack right now. Especially with, baseball coming up and then NHL, NBA, all that. We're only able to go one day in advance. So you're going to make sure you stay tuned. JustAskSports.com. You can go ahead and sign up now. If you use Data 100, you can get the first month off for half price. That's where we're going to live with our plays. But it's Super Bowl Sunday. And so instead of go ahead and breaking all the way into this game, I wanted to talk and put a bow on the entire season of the regular season. So let's go ahead and do this. And then honestly, they don't even know this is coming. But these should be easy questions. All right, Rob, I want to start with you. The coach of the year, which was announced in all the awards last night, is Mike Vrabel. Do you think that was a fitting winner in a sense for that entire season?
Yeah. There's a case to be made for some others, but I thought he earned it. He took a team first-year head coach, or not first-year head coach, but first year at New England, took a struggling team, and now they're in the Super Bowl. I thought he earned it.
Does it make you sad that your coach of the Tennessee Titans there, that local – I know you're a Cowboys fan, but it doesn't make you sad for that entire organization that they suck so bad they can't see the forest through the trees because they're idiots and they let go of a good coach?
It's as bad around here as it can be in Dallas. When you got Titans fans saying, we'll take Jerry Jones over that dumb – I'm not going to say what they called her, but yeah, it's pretty bad here in Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure. All right, is Mike Vrabel is he deserving of this, or do you see somebody else there, Mark?
No, 100% he's deserving. Is the mic volume better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, good. All right. He's 100% deserving of this award. I think, look, yes, there are other great coaches out there who had tremendous seasons. He's in the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I mean? And really, he came the furthest. And there's an argument to be made for Seattle's coach that he could have been in. But the reality is, I think that what Vrabel has gone through to get his team there to the Super Bowl this season, he definitely is the most deserving.
I think you can look at both sides and say, hey, yeah, it could be Mike McDonald or it could be Mike Vrabel. I don't know if there's anybody else outside of those two that you could really say, other than maybe Liam Cohen for the Jaguars, because he brought them to that point, because they were kind of left for dead as well, right? So those three teams, a resurrection in a sense. I do like that. All right, let's get to the MVP that we have seen, and it's Matt Stafford, right? And so, Robbie, was this Drake May's award and now Matt Stafford won it, or is Stafford deserving?
I think Stafford's deserving. I mean, like I said a few shows ago, Drake May is going to have his chance to get this award a lot more times. I think Matthew Stafford was just as good, and he had his team right there almost in the Super Bowl, but he ran up against the Seahawks. But yeah, give it to him. I wish he'd said he was going to retire, but he said he's coming back next season. So
wow,
we'll see.
All right, Mark.
He had a great year, right? I mean, he had a great year, but where is he now? Where is he now? This should have gone to a player who was more deserving in the fact that they literally put that team on their back and carried them to a championship game. This was not Matthew Stafford had an incredible year. Yes, incredible. Gets all his flowers. I loathe the argument of, oh, well, Drake May will have his time to get these awards. His time was right now. He deserved it. He should have gotten it.
Okay. Now, I know it doesn't matter to any of this, but if you put Drake May and you flip the roles reverse in LA, does Drake May make it to the Super Bowl? That's why I picked Stafford, because I think Stafford could have made it as far as Drake May on either one of those teams. I don't think Drake May would have done it with LA as good as Stafford did.
I disagree with you. I think that they could have. Sam Darnold could have gone to LA and had a phenomenal season with the offensive weapons that LA has around him. I don't think that. I think Stafford's season is really a byproduct of who he has around him. The offensive line was able to protect him. He was able to throw the ball. He has receivers that can absolutely destroy the opposition. He has a running back who is a beast. He has all the weapons to put up offensive numbers that could soar. And I think you could even put in a mediocre quarterback and still have a phenomenal year.
Yeah, but he played 4 games in that division alone that were tougher than New England's schedule. They didn't even have 4 games that were even as close to being in Seattle twice and San Francisco twice.
Yeah, but the schedule is really a result of what they did in the previous year. They've had great years, so they're going to play tougher teams. That's just the design of the schedule. It is what it is.
I know that. I'm just saying.
And for him to put up those kind of offensive numbers against tougher competition, I think just goes to underscore my point in the sense that you could put anybody back there in quarterback, a mediocre quarterback, and they're going to have phenomenal all-star stats.
Okay. This is great. This is
great.
I
agree.
I didn't realize I was getting that. And honestly, I haven't eaten lunch. I'm really hungry. Okay. I've been in meetings for like literally the last 2 hours, and so I'm hungry. I think they're both deserving. What I'm going to ask you, and I'll give you the last thing, Mark. If Drake May and the Patriots lose to Seattle in the Super Bowl, does that change your opinion?
Does it change my opinion?
Yeah, because you're saying Drake May deserves it, right?
I think it should have gone to Drake May.
Okay, so him losing to the exact same guy, the same exact team. Sorry, he would then lose to the Seahawks in the playoffs.
Yeah,
because he's now not going up against these teams that don't have any of their best players, right? So would that change your mind depending on how the outcome of the Super Bowl goes?
No, because then you're literally whittling the MVP down to a single game, and it shouldn't be that. It should be the breadth of work. Listen, if Seattle wins, Sam Darnold is the Super Bowl MVP, period, hands down, no question. It's just going to happen.
Okay.
If New England wins, Drake May is going to be the MVP. So I think putting it for the season, the overall league MVP for the year cannot whittle down to one game. You look at the competition that Drake May has had. He's gone up against some tough competition. Houston's defense is no joke. And they were able to win that game in advance. So I think when you start breaking it down by game, yes, there's arguments to be made on both sides. I'm not saying Matthew Stafford is a horrible quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm saying that Drake May deserve the award. It's his time. Let him. And he did. In my opinion, he announced his presence in the NFL, and I hope he's here for a very good long run.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see. And it is splitting hairs, right? You're talking about two guys that played really good. Right. It doesn't diminish what the other one did. You're just saying, hey, I just prefer this player or the other. So sometimes I feel the same way when people ask me which of you I like better. I just have to choose. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the comeback player of the year. And I know, why does why, hold on one second. I can't do this to Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I can't do that. Sorry. I forgot the end. So Christian McCaffrey, and do you think this is deserving because he did come back from injury and had a great season? I believe he played on every game. If not, he might have just set out one. But overall, Rob, do you think CMC was deserving?
I would say he's deserving because right now, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody better other than Phillip Rivers, because the fact that he even stepped foot on the field should have made him comeback player of the year. So honestly, I would have given it to Phillip Rivers just because. But yeah, I mean, good job for Christian McCaffrey. And it's an offense that he's used all the time too. It's not like he's the running back too, and he barely gets any carries. He's still carrying the load, and he's still catching more of the passes than even those wide receivers. True. So given how he operates in that offense, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mark?
I agree. I think CMC is an absolutely great comeback story. I think that next year, oh my God, I just lost the running back's name. The Giants.
Emmitt Smith.
No.
Cam Scatterboo.
I think next year, that's Scatterboo's award to lose. I think coming back from that broken ankle, he will have a hell of a season. He was having a hell of a season before the injury. I think he comes back, has another big year. I think it's his to lose next year. But yeah,
he's got to watch out for push-pull doors because he's going to get a concussion every time he tries to go through one. That's his only problem.
I think you just called it stupid.
Push-pull doors. I've never heard it referenced in that way, but it makes complete sense. Without calling somebody stupid, you're like, hey, you're probably struggling with those push-pull doors, I bet. All right. Well,
that'd be nice.
Both of my kids probably do, so nothing against that. All right, let's go ahead and go this next one. Offensive Player of the Year, JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, deserving, Robbie.
Yes, he should have been on Robbie's radar every week. He is my MVP of the season. He won me a ton of money. So, yes, I love this.
Mark?
How can you look at what he did this year and be like, yeah, it's not yours? It's just ridiculous, right? Yeah, who else? There is nobody else on that list.
Right. It's going to be very, very tough to choose anybody else. But let's go ahead and go to the Defensive Player of the Year. And I think we're going to be in the same sentiment here, Rob. Myles Garrett.
Yeah, anytime you can win an award other than the first round pick or the first pick in the draft at Cleveland, yeah, give me Myles Garrett.
Mark.
Yeah, I agree. Look, he was a game changer, right? He literally is a one-man wrecking ball. Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's go to the rookies, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And this was one that was honestly could have went to Tyler Shuck. They had his dad announce the award, which was weird, first of all. Why? That doesn't make sense. But Titeroa McMillan was the guy who ended up winning it. He played all season compared to Tyler Shuck, who played and showed up very, towards the end of the year. Do you think this was Tet McMillan's award, and what is it deserving, Robbie?
I think so. Look at where Carolina ended up. They were in the playoffs after they were a nothing burger last year. And a lot of that was giving Bryce Young a weapon to throw to. Hey, Buffalo, look what happens when you give your quarterback a wide receiver one that you can throw to on a consistent basis. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Mark?
Yeah, it's interesting because my initial thoughts were, and this is going to be a little contrarian, but Cam Ward should have been considered more highly for the season he had here. I think that given what he is surrounded with at Tennessee, the fact that he was able to grow and mature in the quarterback role, starting as a rookie, huge props. So I think that did he have the kind of season where he was turning heads? No, but he did more with so much less than any other rookie did.
Well, I think he was turning heads. You're talking about a guy that not a lot of people knew about. We didn't even know how to say his name, like Tetaroa. Like nobody knew that. People started calling him Tet, which I guess him, but also here his mom said, don't call him Tet. His name's not Tet.
You should have named him something better that I could pronounce. I'm calling him Tet from now on.
Yeah. So Mama calls him Tetaroa. I'm gonna call him Tetaroa.
Tet for Tat.
Yeah. I think it was very deserving. If you can be good in Carolina, I believe that you should be the rookie of the year or the offensive rookie of the year at this point. All right, let's keep going. Last one. And this is I'm curious. And I don't want you to know. I don't want you to say if you know who this player is, but raise your hand if you know which team he plays for. Nobody. Oh, Robbie. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Is he the linebacker for Cleveland?
Yes, Carson Swessinger.
Cleveland got 2 big awards. Look at them.
Yep. Their defense was legit this year.
They were.
And I did write some stats down. So these are telling. And I wanted to find out because I believe that nobody would actually know this guy unless you were a Cleveland fan or somebody that just loved defense or just kind of caught on. But he had a total tackles was 156 total tackles. He has 67 solo tackles, which those are huge numbers just within himself. 2.5 sacks and then 2 interceptions. So I won't ask you if it's deserving because I don't know who else you would give it to. But does this surprise you? The stat line that this rookie put up this year?
Maybe if you don't follow him, but I actually knew who that guy was. So and I had to follow Cleveland's defense mainly for player props. His name popped up all the time when I was looking at player props. So
Nice.
Very deserving.
All right, we hear him Boom Boom saying he's a 5th round pick. He's very good. He came out of UCLA, right? So it's a known college. It's not like he came from Lambeth University out there in Nashville. So this just goes to show, Mark, that this team, top to bottom, on the defensive side, was really good for Cleveland.
Yeah, amazing. But what's also amazing is I'm like Joe. I'd never heard of this guy until just this minute. So when you look at those stats, right, you're not thinking that those are the stats being put up by a rookie this year.
Right.
That is a vet who is established and is controlling games. He is destined to have a phenomenal career. With those numbers.
I will say this, and it wouldn't be Cleveland if they didn't Cleveland it up. And then Jim Schwartz said he's resigning because they didn't want to make him the head coach. So now this kid gets to play under a new defensive coordinator going into next year who probably is nowhere near as good as Jim Schwartz. So good luck, Cleveland.
Wow. That's just so dumb. All right. Well, the last one I have, and I don't have anything for this one written out, but there were 5 new people that were voted into the NFL Hall of Fame. And it is Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and then I think it was Roger Craig. And he was the seniors finalist, right? So he's, way back in the day. We'll let Mark answer that one. He's probably old enough to see him play. But on these
2 of his games,
were any of these that you're like, hey, they're a little too early or they should not have been in, Robbie? Are all these guys deserving?
I know it'll be probably controversial for a kicker, but kickers are people too. And the Patriots won 2 Super Bowls on Adam Vinatieri's leg and a pretty good defense. But if he doesn't make those kicks, they don't win. So I'm fine with him getting in. I didn't get to see all of that last night, but I did get to see out in our break room the Larry Fitzgerald getting surprised by Randy Moss. That was awesome because I love both of those wide receivers. That was cool to see.
Yeah, and Luke Kuechly was he was given it by Julius Peppers. And Luke Kuechly just looks like a dude. He just talks like a dude. He's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, Pep, you're big, man. And I was just like, oh my, like that's his interaction with Julius Peppers in his house. Just stand there in his gold jacket. Mark, any of these undeserving, or is there anybody else you're like, hey, I wish they would have been in?
No, I really am glad for Drew Brees. I think that when you look at when you look at the typical quarterbacks, Drew Brees doesn't check any of the boxes, so the fact that he had the career that he did have in the NFL for as long as he had it, yeah. Absolutely. Well deserved.
For sure. And then last thing, this is to you. Darren Woodson still being robbed.
I would like to retract my previous statement. No kicker should ever be in before Darren Woodson. And I'm sorry, Nate, that I did not say that before. So I take back everything I just said.
Well, I'm hoping that another Patriots kicker, Steven Gostkowski, I hope he gets in one day. That dude was phenomenal. And he went here to, University of Memphis here in Memphis. Met him a few times. Very nice guy. But he was, talking about taking over for Adam Vinatieri. And then Adam Vinatieri went on to be awesome for Peyton and the Colts, right? But Steven Gostkowski was a guy who was a baseball player at Memphis, ended up being a kicker for the football team, and ended up taking over for one of, if not the best kickers of all time, Adam Vinatieri, and then still winning championships, Super Bowls with Tom Brady and the Patriots. So I'm hoping if we're talking kickers, he's another name that we see one day. We'll have to see, but that dude was awesome for so long.
Gostkowski came to the Titans, and the Cumberland River sucked all of his powers away because once he got here, he forgot how to kick.
Yeah,
guy.
That's what happens.
That happened, though, when you come here. Ask Al Del Greco.
For sure. All right, I want to get to our predictions on this, and I want to kind of go through some other stuff on the Super Bowl, but I wanted to just share all of that. I thought it was a good way to look at that. But we do have our plays for the Super Bowl. So we're going to give you our plays. We'll maybe break down the game a little bit more and then hit you with a saloon shot on the way out. But today, it's all about the plays, and it's all about our buddy Seabass, even though his wife. Spoiler alert.
Oh. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Well, no spoilers here. You all knew I'd be on Kenneth Walker, and DG actually took something in mind that I wanted even more. But I love this play too. 3+ receptions at -120. Saw a really nice stat today. His last 17 targets has turned into 17 receptions for 186 receiving yards. I don't know about you, but that's some pretty damn good stats. Also, Zach Charbonnet, thank you for your services, but this is Kenneth's show now. He is the captain now. You're going to see Sam Darnold take out his proton pack. If you don't know what that is, watch Ghostbusters. And he's going to sling all those balls to Kenneth Walker so that they don't get intercepted. Give me Kenneth Walker, 3+ receptions at -120. And this is mine thanks to Jared Smith. I am taking A.J. Barner, 25+ receiving yards at -110. This feels like a game that he's about to have a huge day. Saw an interview this week where they were doing work and practice, and they were getting ready to get out of pads. And A.J. Barner said he wanted to go another hour in pads. I don't know about you. Sounds like a guy that's juiced to me and ready to go. Tight end ones have been pretty good against New England's defense as well, averaging 25.2 receiving yards in their last 10 against them. So if there's one way to attack this, it's going to be Kenneth Walker and A.J. Barner. We all know JSN's great, but we can't get the ball to him. These are going to be the 2 guys that get the catches.
I like it. And I also like it because they're going to be such an integral part of the Seahawks offense, because the Seahawks, look, spoiler alert, they're winning the Super Bowl and they're going to cover the 4.5. I'm telling you right now. Yes, Drake May had a hell of a run, and the Patriots have had a hell of a run. They've had a hell of a season. This game is huge, and it will crumble, make quarterbacks nervous, especially ones that don't have a whole lot of experience under their belt yet. Yes, it's not taking anything away from them. I just think this moment is going to be too big for Drake May to really function at his level. Maybe later, Drake. Watch the Seahawks hoist the championship trophy, and they win by at least 5. I also don't like Drake May to throw over 30.5 passing attempts. If New England is going to stay competitive in this game, they're going to chew up a ton of clock. The only way they can do that is by running the ball. Drake May has not thrown 31 or more pass attempts in the last 5 games straight. Yes, I know that one of those games was in Denver in a blizzard and nobody threw the ball. Once you take that game out and you look at what he did at warm climates or, moderate climates during the regular season at Miami, threw for 26, New Orleans, 27. The Patriots don't throw the ball a lot. They like to pound the ball through their running backs. Look for him to stay under here.
All right, let's get this thing finished up with the Super Bowl. These are going to be my last 2 plays. I had to go with Kenneth Walker at 1. I've heard Robbie talk about him all freaking week. And so 1, I stole it very early in the morning. But 2, I had to make sure that we had a really good play to cash. And we're going to sweep the board here. Kenneth Walker going over 20.5 receiving yards. It's at minus 115. I looked through the numbers. And I'm like, all right, so now that Charbonnet is kind of out of the way, over the last 5 games total, he's averaging 36.8 yards. Dude is just able to catch 2 to 3 passes a game. And you're talking about a number of 20.5. It sounds like even ahead or behind, this number is a good number for us. And this one is a kicker prop. We're going to go with Seattle Seahawks, which for whatever reason, Michael Myers does get hurt. We still have any Seattle kicker, the longest field goal. And the reason I chose this is because Andy Borregas, whatever the hell his name is, he's not very good. But Jason Myers, he's used to kicking in San Francisco. He obviously plays them multiple times through the year. Because of that, I like him going up against this Patriots defense, who they should have the better offense in Seattle. They'll get stuck enough in the red zone. They'll kick enough. Well, all we need is like a 45, 50-yard field goal, and this will cash for us as well. So I think those are 6 good plays, a little Super Bowl 6-pack. Hopefully I have more than that, though, in my opinion, on a Sunday. Rob, do you think you'll drink more than a 6-pack Super Bowl Sunday?
No, it'll be probably right at a 6er. And probably be beer and then liquor after halftime, depending on how my bets are going.
Okay. Interesting. So how many beers before you move to liquor?
This is a great question, actually.
Depending on the weather, 4 to 6.
What's your beer choice? This is important information, people. Shut up.
All right. I like Miller Lite, but hear me out. My dad drank that beer growing up. It was the first beer that he gave to me. It was like, here you go. When I probably shouldn't have I wasn't old enough to have one. So it'll be Miller Lite. It's got sentimental value to me.
First of all, Miller Lite's fine. It's watered down beer. That's fine. It's for I want to call it a daily drinker because that would make us all fat. But like a normal go-to beer to have in the fridge, Miller Lite's fine. Like whatever. Like I don't think it's that. Miller Lite, they're all just light beers.
It's the truly of beers.
It's something like that. Yes. All right. So 4 to 6, and then we're moving to what liquor?
Bourbon, some kind of bourbon. I think my buddy, he got me some 4 Roses, so I need to crack that open because I haven't cracked it open yet. So I'll go to 4 Roses.
Which 4 Roses? Is it single batch?
Single batch.
Okay, that's good. But this is a great question. Why does it depend on the weather? Just because it's
so I don't drink a lot of bourbon in the summer. It's kind of like eating chili in the summer. I just don't do it. But in the wintertime, give me all the chili and all the bourbon.
Solid advice.
I had no idea that was coming.
I just don't eat chili in the summer.
That's true.
I don't like soups, chilies, anything hot. I don't want it in the summer. Wintertime.
Soup isn't real. Soup is stupid. Stupid soup. My wife says we're having soup, and I look at her and go, I'm not eating that.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
Steak for myself.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I don't do soup. It's like a tease, and it's not a good tease. Mark, what are you drinking for the Super Bowl?
For the Super Bowl, see, it's interesting because I usually go at home. I will drink red wine and then move to bourbon. After 2 glasses of red wine, I'll move right into bourbon. When I'm playing a gig, it's always Guinness and Jameson.
Are you playing a gig for Super Bowl?
No, we're playing. We play Saturday. Yeah, we play tomorrow night, and then
I'm asking about the Super Bowl.
So it'll be 2 glasses of Cabernet, and then I switch over to bourbon.
Well, on a Tuesday when I'm hanging out with my friends, sometimes my drink of choice changes.
It does.
I know it does. I'm asking about the Super Bowl, Mark. And Joe thinks I'm hammering White Claws. Bro, I hate that stuff. I've drank like a sip or two, whatever, of my wife's every now and then when we're at the beach. That's the drink at the beach, drink choice of the beach. I don't do that. Mine is Miller Lite at the beach most of the time, just because it's an easy beer.
I will paint you the picture. We will have the fireplace roaring with a nice fire. Super Bowl on the big screen. My wife will be enjoying the commercials. I'll be enjoying the game. Lots of appetizers, a couple glasses of red wine. Shift over to Jefferson's probably about halftime.
Can I set up my ambiance since we're doing ambiances now? I'm going to have 3 kids fighting and doing WrestleMania Royal Rumble in the living room with me screaming at them to stop doing that, stop jumping off that. And Sarah won't be there because she's got some kind of bread making class with her friend on Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, taking a bread making class. Whatever.
You know what? I could give that class to her in literally 5 minutes. You take flour, yeast, and water, let it rise, bake it.
Me too. You open up the bunny bread, you put it out, and you put your sandwich meat on it. That's how I make my bread, other than hockey props.
Does anybody drink Screwball?
Well, no.
I've had it. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a peanut butter. Yes.
Yeah, but why the eggnog? I don't know why the eggnog.
Right.
I thought that was a typo when he put the Screwball in later. It has to be like
with eggnog though.
Why are we doing eggnog on Super Bowl Sunday, Boogie? Like this, I am worried about you.
It's still cold. I would drink eggnog if somebody brought it to Super Bowl.
Eggnog is disgusting. It should be thrown into the sewer.
Yes,
no.
100%.
Like I don't even want to put that down my sink. It's disgusting.
Y'all are crazy. I used to mix the stuff you get from Walmart and Jim Beam. It'd be half Jim Beam and a little bit of eggnog. It was delicious.
Dude.
Oh God, that's gonna be yak.
Your insides. I don't know why that hot chip bothered you because that's disgusting.
Right? That's so gross.
All right. Well, mine. I usually go through. Nate says eggnog and Jameson. So I hate eggnog.
Why would you destroy Jameson like that? You gotta treat Jameson with a little respect.
I'll say so. Super Bowl Sunday, it can depend, depending on like if we're going to the friend's house, if we're not, or whatever. But I would say more than likely, most Sundays do. They're always starting off with mimosa at some point. So anytime at some part of Sunday we're doing a mimosa, it's mainly my wife just sitting there and says, "Hey, are we doing mimosa?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. If you're asking, we're definitely doing it." It's for sure on Super Bowl Sunday. For this Sunday, we'll definitely do one. But then I'll go to like a vodka drink, some type of a vodka drink, like a lighter vodka. I can't go to beer that quickly because I'm the same with Robbie. Like I'm 3 to 5 beers max. And then I'm like feeling so full. I have to go to whiskey at that point. So I'm literally hitting on everything at that point, which, I know they say like stay away from like liquor before beer, like all of that. It doesn't bother me that much. I just kind of dabble in all of it and just kind of keep it moving. But that's kind of how my Super Bowl 100% will go.
So you literally just spray the spectrum of alcoholic beverages.
And sometimes I'll go from beer to tequila.
Yeah.
And then maybe a whiskey to finish. Maybe.
Dude, Robbie, you can never shake your head like that at another drink after you just admitted that you enjoy it. I can't even say it. You enjoy it. That you enjoy
Ask Sarah, give me some tequila and you will not want to be around me. You'd rather see me puking than that. No, I don't do tequila.
Oh, and by the way, what's that? Screwball?
Screwball.
You put Screwball with a little frangelica. It tastes just like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
See, I don't trust you because the last time you told me to do some kind of drink, it was absolutely just a Tootsie Roll. You said
Tootsie Roll. I love
Tootsie Roll. Disgusting.
It was an orange sludge or something you drink.
Yeah, it was disgusting. I'll be drinking some leftover Mad Elf ale. What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds fun. You got an angry elf.
Mad Elf. Aaron was never getting JTS play today. No, but maybe if somebody has anything up their sleeve before we give out the saloon shots.
I just gave it.
I think it's Mark's actual play. Is the JTS
it's
play of the day? It's his Friday play.
I ripped it straight from the model.
UConn.
UConn minus 1.5.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
There you go, Aaron.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out with us so far. We're going to go ahead and get to our saloon shots. We're doing the first touchdowns again. You can do what you want. No more than 4 in a parlay. But this will be the last time we do the first touchdowns for this NFL season. After that, we'll go to the parlays, the plus 1,000 plays, all that kind of fun stuff.
All
It's
right.
the last one.
We got Olympic hockey first goal scorers.
That's how Joe
I
got in
cashed
initially, right?
that one I cashed at plus 4,500 instead to eat
here
that
we
damn
go
chip.
again. Here we go again.
We're almost a year. It's been almost a year since
Roll
that's
it,
happened.
Rob, do me a favor, Rob.
Roll it. Just
Tell
roll
us
the
all
tape.
about it. Go ahead. Start telling it.
Yeah.
All
Plus
right.
4,500. Yeah.
You're still talking. All right.
Yeah.
So far into the saloon, we have
Good
Miss
God.
Kimberly leading the way. I'm in there. Miss Nonsense. Tony's in there. Boom Boom. Robbie, our inaugural Joe is in there. I believe it happened from, I think it was the Four Nations.
Connor McDavid plus 1,400.
Wasn't it Four Nations?
He loves.
Yeah. Connor McDavid plus 1,400. I played it too. It just wasn't my saloon shot. It was a good play.
Sure. All right. Well,
I said I didn't play it as my saloon shot. Clearly, I'd have been in first. I took Mika Zibanejad plus 4,500.
You can't spell
Everybody
that. All right.
remember.
See if you can go Seattle strong with yours. What you got here?
Yeah, so I should diversify my portfolio a bit, but I'm going to go with two Seattle guys. We're going to go to A.J. Barner. He's second on the team in red zone targets. I like the fact that he hasn't done anything in 3 weeks. It's just keeping everybody on their toes. New England in general, they think he sucks. The crowd thinks he sucks. But what's going to happen is he's going to catch the first touchdown and we're going to cash a ticket. If he doesn't do it, George Holani is going to do it. And this is why. I found out from good sources this week that George Holani's body has been taken over by Zach Charbonnet in a satanic ritual. Zach Charbonnet is going to vulture Kenneth Walker's touchdown prop this weekend. He's already in the coach's ear telling him, when we get to the 2, put in George. And it's going to happen, and you're going to cash that one at plus 2,200.
We have had a proton pack and a satanic ritual dropped in the same show. What the hell is going on?
And Joe's still angry that I said you're the inaugural saloon winner. I spent
First
30 extra seconds talking about this guy with a lot of letters in his name that Robbie brought up was the guy. I even knew it was Four Nations. Joe, go back to work. All right, let's go ahead and go to mine real quick. I'm going to go with, if you know, Henry and is it Harry and the Henderson? So I'm going to go Hunter and the Henderson. We go Hunter Henry. I like him plus 1,600 at this point. Like I think that he is a guy that in the red zone is going to be the guy that's targeted. And so plus 1,600 feels good. And then our long shot, my long shot, Trevion Henderson. And this isn't much of a long shot because if for some odd reason Ramondre does Ramondre things and either gets hurt or fumbles, maybe he's out of the good graces. And they go with Trevion Henderson, who is the backup. Plus 2,500 isn't a bad play. I like this.
We have seen him fumbled 17 times in the first 4 weeks, and he still kept getting the ball. If he hadn't hurt his foot, it never would have taken him out. But I do like Hunter Henry because I'm not on Hunter Henry, and we all know he's going to ball out. So, yeah, I do like Hunter Henry's
Through that. All right, let's go to the Emerald City Special.
Listen, let's give me Cooper Kupp at plus 1,300. Why? Well, first of all, I haven't made it into the damn saloon ever since we started this stupid thing. So, but just like me not getting into the saloon, Cooper Kupp hasn't found the end zone for the first time in a very long time. Look for him to be that secondary option over A.J. Barner, I might add, when JSN is getting covered and getting all the attention from the defense and that Seattle defense or their special teams. If Seattle gets receives the ball for the kickoff in the first half, I just think that their return team, their special teams is phenomenal. And if their defense can get to Drake May first, watch out for the Seattle defense to score the first touchdown.
I could foresee your MVP throwing a pick six on the first drive. I could definitely see that.
Oh, wow. He's calling you out.
Oh, wow.
Your MVP. He called you out with your MVP.
As I obviously he only heard half of the take on why he should have got the MVP, because if we were whittling it down to just one game, yeah, it is what it is. That's why I said Sam Darnold would be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you say? Oh, Sam Darnold being the MVP of the Super Bowl. You didn't know that was coming either. So let's go ahead and play along. All right. And so these aren't the best odds. This is the best looking graphic for the screen. But I believe that DraftKings had honestly the better odds, and I would shop around as always. But this is just the MVP of the Super Bowl. So obviously you have the two quarterbacks at the top, Sam Darnold and Drake May. And Robbie, I'm going to let you start off first. We can see how we can go with doing this, but if you had to pick one, just from the names up here, is there anybody? And if there's somebody off the board, by all means, I just don't know how in the world to find them because there's a lot of names. But no,
definitely not going off the board here. If you're betting a lot and your unit size is big, I would say take the safe bet with Sam Darnold. But if you just want to have some fun, I really like Kenneth Walker. I think it could be a huge game for Kenneth Walker, and plus 850 is pretty damn good odds for him. So I give me Kenneth Walker. I won't go chalk. Give me Kenneth Walker.
All right, I like that, Mark.
First of all, how's plus 115 chalk? Just because it's the lowest
for an
odds
MVP.
Yeah, that's
chalky for an MVP.
Pretty chalky.
What's the limit for chalk? Because I don't want to give Joe any more ammunition about calling me chalky Mark.
The least odds on the board, that's chalk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that would be Sam Darnold.
No, give me Cooper Kupp.
All that just to go plus 2,000.
Well, he already took my Kenneth Walker.
What an idiot. So I don't know which way to go on this one, because I think it's going to be somebody from the defensive side for the Patriots. I don't know any of these dudes, like trying to pick one of those guys. I really think that is a defensive player on the Patriots. They wreck just Sam Darnold's world. He's seeing Casper in this game, all of Casper's friends, and everybody included. I think that we see the defense take over for the Patriots. I just don't know how you split that. So because of that, I'm going to go with that's who I would choose. But I don't know which guy to target in this one. I'm going to go with Drake May. That's what I would say. Because of
Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is the only Patriots names that comes to mind. And if that theory holds true, I would say that might be the big reason, because he might be the one picking off those balls.
Is he on? He's not on here, right?
I didn't see him on there.
Yeah, so I'm going off the board, I guess. Who? I don't even know. I don't know like their names. I'm not trying to keep up with all those. I have to learn enough kicker names, so I can't spend all my time learning people's names. But I was trying to look through here and see if I found any extras. And so I'll go see if we can find Christian Gonzalez, even though it's so hard to find on FanDuel. I don't even know where. I think it's featured, maybe. I don't know where it is. I'm not going to waste everybody else's time. Anyway, I do like that. I think it is a game that you could look on the side of the ball of the Patriots and see that maybe their defense shows up. So we'll see. All right, so that's a fun game. All right, let's go ahead. Prediction time. But I wanted to share something before we gave predictions, because I know you already did that early in the show. But I have a theory. Let's look at how the team of Seattle, and I know y'all both like Seattle, correct? Is that right? Y'all like both of them to win the game? All right, so I'm going to go for the other side, and I'm on the Patriots side. I think we figured that out along the week. But let me give you my reasonings. And I finally, when you hear somebody finally say it, you're like, oh, it all clicks. The reason that the Patriots aren't getting the love that I think that they deserve is because they haven't done it with style. But then I also look at how has Seattle done it? And they played two teams that they had already played twice this year. And you could always say, like, hey, yes, like it's hard to beat a team, 2 times, 3 times in a season, but the familiarity for a quarterback can be very key. I think that's why we saw Sam Darnold not crush under pressure. But I think what you're going to see is Mike Vrabel and his defense, my MVP for the Super Bowl. I think you're going to see them show up, show out, and that's why you're going to have Sam Darnold seeing ghosts, because he's not going against a familiar foe at this point. And so I love the Patriots outright on the money line. Give me the win. Give me the plus 4.5 mark. I know you're on the other side. It's okay to lose and be a loser, but I'm going to be a double winner. Mark, your thoughts?
Do you want to make a personal bet? I love free money. There's no way that I'm not taking anything away from the New England defense. They out defensed Houston's defense. They impressed me. I was very, very impressed with them. They are going to be overwhelmed by what the Seattle offense will bring to them and what they bring to the table. Seattle's defense is going to absolutely feast against Drake May. Drake May is going to be running for his life majority of the game. I just don't see how New England can overcome the talent that is on the other side of the ball on both offense and defense. I just don't see how they do that. I love not just Seattle to win, but I also think the under hits here. I'm playing both the first half under and the total under, simply because I think the defenses are that good. It's going to be a defensive grind. There will be some scoring, but not nearly as much as people are hoping for or think that there will be.
Interesting. Rob?
Yeah, they out-defensed Houston's defense because C.J. Stroud had nobody to throw to and nobody to hand it to. So Houston's offense was not on the field. Take another game, Denver. It's Jared Stidham. If that offense even was on the field longer, he was going to mess it up. So none of those. That's why I think Seattle has faced the Rams twice. Best offense in the NFL in my book. One of the best offenses. They beat San Francisco in San Francisco. Not only beat them, dominated them. And I know they were dealing with injuries too, but they dominated that game. But I agree with Mark. I think Seattle, and I like the under. I think it's going to be a gross, not fun game to watch. I don't think you're going to see a lot of touchdowns in this game, a lot of points scored. But I think Seattle gets it done. So I'll give me Seattle and the under for the game.
Any chance we could see Seattle getting stopped on like the 30-yard line maybe and kicking a field goal?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think
especially early on. Take the safe points. I think you get your prop in the first half.
Yep.
48, the longest field goal. I think that's great. I think we'll be good. All right, so prediction time. Let's go ahead and give us the actual score of the game. And I see that right here we have stand on business. I like that. Big fan of that
First
name.
of all, and welcome.
Stan, or is he Don? He could be Biz.
He's the business. He's the boss. He's the business.
Little booty rocking everywhere for the first tutter. I like Keyshawn Booty. I think he could be a guy. I was even going to go Demario Pop Douglas. I looked at him at one point, but I just think they're going to play it safer. I think this is a safer game, or somebody just gets loose like Rashid Shaheed. I think he could get loose, but at that point, it's just a dart throw. So on my first tutter.
It's going to kill me if Stand on Business gets his mug into the saloon.
Oh, he will. I hope he does.
Man, I'm here for it. But I've been burned by the booty before this year. I had him for the first touchdown at least once.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a different show.
Sounds like a home problem. All right, Joe saying 1917 Patriots, Seattle.
Wow.
And Jason Michael Myers misses the field goal at the end of the game.
That is just total rage bait right there. I'm not taking that.
Yes. All right. Prediction time. Mark, you go first. What's your score?
24-17 Seahawks.
Okay. Rob?
23-10 Seahawks.
Wow. Okay. 23-10. Okay. I think they can both score 2 touchdowns. So that gets us to 14. I think we see Seattle kick 2 field goals. So that gets them at 20. I think we get to 21-20. And that is a game-ending drive or a pick 6. I have to go with my pick 6, my MVP. Okay, I'm going to go away from that for a second. Drake May was my MVP. Game-winning drive down the field, touchdown, 21-20. And we have the Patriots win the game. Drake May's the MVP, plus 230. I feel great about it. I think it's fun. Metzger says both kickers 3 field goals each plus 1,000. There's no way. I love Michael Myers. I just don't see how Andy Borregas does it. I just don't see that.
If you love the under and you don't think it's going to be a crazy game and you got some bonus bets or some pizza money, that's not a bad bet to take.
No, it's a possibility, yes, because of the way these defenses are. I think plus 1,000, that is a saloon shot. I'm giving it to Tony Mesker here. If for some reason it gets in, that's your saloon shot. But I think it's a good look. I just don't believe in the Patriots kicker being able to, be that clutch.
And I don't see him in the chat today here yet, but where's D Johnson when we need him for those punter props? Because you just said that and I was like, why the hell I haven't looked at the punter props yet on this, and what even the line is on the total kicks for the game. I think that's a great look.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it either. I did see, and I wanted to have this as a backup plan, but a punt to go be a touchback. What do you think the odds, because it's either yes or no, a punt to be a touchback, what do you think the odds are for yes, Mark?
Oh, my God. For a punt to go for a touchback, it's got to be like minus 10,000.
Rob?
Yeah, I'll shoot a little. I'll say minus 5,000.
For a punt to be a touchback. I just want to make sure we're clear.
Happens all the time.
Well, I'm glad you said that because it's like plus 145. It's either plus 125 or plus 145. I can't remember which number it is because I'm not looking at it. But I was shocked.
What
it was DraftKings. It's DraftKings.
Well, I think I found another bet to take.
I wanted when I was looking at the field goal ones, I was looking at that.
Walk through this though, Rob. Walk through it because if you're punting, if you have to kick the ball, you're not in field goal range, which means that you're not going to try. Those kickers are not trying to bury the ball. They're looking to shoot it out of bounds at the corner. That's where they're going. Yeah, I would change that. I would say no. Now that I think that through. I had to walk that through.
It's plus 125. Will any punt result in a touchback? Plus 125 is for yes. No is minus 165.
I feel like every game I watch, though, there's a punt. And they're like, oh, he just missed it. It's a touchback.
Same. That's exactly. All right. So then, Rob, going down this, I started thinking, let me just go see. And so I started finding the special teams, the offense. And so it was punt. I think it was, I can't find it now. Punt. Where is it? It was like punt, touchback. And it was literally 7% of the time on the season. And so like, I know that weighs out, but like, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So because of that, I was like, I saw that number of 7%. That was like the higher end of it. And so I don't know.
Y'all might get a text message if a punt goes for a touchback on Sunday for sure.
Oh, 100%. Plus 125 too. Like the possibility is so there. Like,
here
it is.
I mean, I would rather play that than the Gatorade color. I mean, if I'm going to sit there and roll the dice on something.
All right. So here's the touchbacks of the season. This is the percentage. Let me find it real quick. Punting. So it's in here on team rankings. I know we're going way over our number, but who cares? All right. So like there's a lot of people who haven't. So let me actually put this by the team name so I can find these guys. New England Patriots, Bryce Behringer, 7% on the season, and Seattle Seahawks is 5%. Michael Dixon.
Wow.
5% of his kicks go for touchbacks.
Right, 5%. So,
wow. What's the sample size though? Because if you got a team that sucks like Cleveland, that percentage is going to go up. If you've got a solid kicker or a decent offense, is that another reason why that number's way down as well? Because when they are doing that, they're just not getting touchbacks. But how often are they actually punting? Is the other thing.
Let's go figure it out. All right, so New England Patriots. Let's go to. There used to be. These are players now. Crap. These are players now. So the punter, here it is. Kai Kroger. No, I'm sorry, that's the Saints. Here we go. Punter, here we go. Bryce Behringer, 5 on the season.
He's punted it 5 times this season?
No, he's punted it 5 into the end zone. So what's the percentage? At 7%, there's got to be a math. Somebody pull up a math. Seattle's only done it 3 times this year at 5%.
I'll text Soupy.
So that just goes to show like it doesn't happen often. But when I saw that, my initial thought, I'm glad y'all had the same thinking, bro. Like, yeah, that shit, like you're gonna see a touchback, but no, it's plus 125, and I was like, all right. But I don't know what the number is on that. So
71. He's punted 71 times this season,
and 5 of them have been touchbacks. But you got to think. I'm curious how many times that he's punted within the 50.
Exactly.
That's the number. That's how you figure out that. And I don't know if we could figure that out. Definitely not doing it live. But I think this is interesting. And I love, doing shows like this where we actually break down this stuff and it's interesting information.
Yeah.
And because our last one, why not? Let's get crazy.
And you brought up that we were looking up this information at team rankings. Mm-hmm. If I could just take a small moment and kind of do a little self-plug for us. I just posted a video on our channel on how you can build a NBA first quarter, first half model on your own. It's not the same kind of AI self-learning machines that we use over at Just Stat Sports. It is a basic introductory input. It's getting your feet wet, jumping into the water, so to speak, of model building that is very easy to maintain. It's a very short 7 minutes. 7 minutes,
55 seconds.
Something like that, yeah. Give it a look. It's a basic introduction into model building. I use team rankings. I used a team rankings when I was building out a lot of models when I first started, and it's a great resource, absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. Give it a shot.
And you're going to do more of those, right? As we get into like baseball and out of the football season, you're going to start doing some more of those, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of what they call workflow platforms that automate all of this stuff for you. So it's literally one click and you get this input. I'll be breaking down how to use those so you can do multiple sports at the same time and get everything down into one sheet.
What I would say is I've never claimed to ever be smart. Okay. I understood what he was saying. A little fast for the brain. It's okay. There's a pause button. But I was able to understand it, and it may be because I see it on the back end, and me and Mark have worked together on creating a couple models, like the kicker model and the first quarter, first half models for the NBA. So I know what he was going to, and I knew the workarounds and how to do it. But to just be shown, I guess, pull the curtain back just for a little bit and say, hey, this is how you start. From there, you can go as crazy as you want. But at least if you're interested, you could say, hey, I could at least start here and start looking at different ways to think about sports betting, and just kind of just being a smarter sports fan, if you're interested in that as well. So listen, you're not having to pay for it, but it is a short video under 8 minutes. And I did think it was really good. I was surprised personally that I would actually enjoy it because, like I said, not smart, and I'm not trying to learn over again. And so at that point, I thought it was a really good and an easy tutorial to follow. So if you're interested, yes, we are promoting it, but it's really just for helping. It has nothing to do with us.
These videos are just kind of how do I want to put it? A introduction into what is actually happening on March 15th, where my book is being published and will be available on Amazon for sale.
That still is crazy to me when you say that. And we just heard it a week ago, Robbie and I. And the same time, Robbie and I were like, whoa, what? You're writing a book? I had no idea. No idea. I'm still shocked every time you say it.
It's called Seeing the Board.
I didn't know the name. That's awesome. All right. Well, congrats to you. Good job on the videos. But keep checking out our videos, our shorts. We're going to put out more stuff other than this. And if you're here, still watching, still listening, thank you for being a part of this show, making it what it is. It's Super Bowl Sunday coming up, so we had to have even more fun. So we definitely went over on our time today, but who cares? Nobody.
What are the odds on all three of us having bourbon on Sunday?
I'd say probably pretty high. Like,
considering we talk about it a lot.
Minus 200.
Yeah,
probably that.
Parlay
now, if you had protein pack and satanic ritual on your bingo card today, dude, you won some money at Kalshi. Yeah,
Kalshi, checking Kalshi. All right, that's all we got for Mark, Robbie. I'm DG. Thank you for hanging out with us this entire time. Joe's still here. My God, what are we doing? But we got to
Thanks,
get out of
Joe.
here. But yes, if you hung out this long, you are a true OG, which Joe is. The inaugural Saloon Shot winner, Joe Neuenfeld. We'll see everybody. Have a great Super Bowl. It's going to be fun. Go Pats.